It's finally January, and that means the January transfer window is finally open. I have actually been bringing some players into the club, and in a nice little twist, I've actually prioritised the areas that I identified in the last episode. There's a first time for everything. Hello and welcome back to Unemployed to Legend Club 3, Episode 3 with RC Lons. My name is Craig and come up in today's episode. It's just a one match away against Stade de Reims in League On because we have a bunch of transfers that I will need to go through because we have actually done our business fairly early in January. We're only on the 9th of January 2028. So chances are I probably won't be back for deadline day because I like to think we've got a bit more squad depth now. Within our first team squad, because I've actually focused on the areas that I did identify in the last two episodes. So since you were last with me, form has been okay. It's been a bit mixed. We've had 3 straight draws in the league since the Nantes game, and then we beat Troyes in the league in our last league match, because then we've had 2 straight French Cup matches, the 9th and 10 rounds, inexplicably, before and after the winter break, which was about 2 weeks long, if you include the French Cup games in the middle of that. But we are into the 11th round of the French Cup because this French Cup doesn't know when to end. We play League On side FC Metz, who are down near the bottom of the league, so hopefully we'll get through them, get ourselves into the 12th round and continue a nice little cup run. But I'm not going to show any of the French Cup until we get to at least the semi-finals. And depending on who we get, I mean, PSG are still in the cup, so it's a whole Celtic situation all over again. But that does mean in the league, we are currently sitting in 12th place. We're just 2 points above 16th place now. Those 3 draws didn't exactly do us much of a favour, but we are in mid-table, well ahead of 17th and 18th, which is the automatic relegation spots. So, okay, we're trying to climb our way out of trouble. And who knows, maybe if we win today's match, we will climb into the top half of the league, which would be very, very welcome for Lons at this stage. I am looking for at least mid-table, and actually so are the board now, because they updated the club vision for this season. Finish mid-table in League On, which is fine. I think it's more than doable, especially with the squads that we have now. What's the media actually saying, season preview? Okay, they're saying that we should be around 8th place, so if we do that, that's absolutely fine. PSG obviously are the favourites for the league title, a 1 to 3 odds, my goodness. No one else actually has a prayer. Monaco maybe, but everyone from Marseille down. Just says the actual task, the massive task we have ahead of us. The majority of the Dream 11 is basically PSG. Oh god, they got Endrick. Oh boy, right, moving on. We have transfers to go through. So, like I said, we've been busy. A few players who have gone out, so a couple of them on loan. Philippe Lanquetin and Tarek Issoui, who didn't really play. You definitely didn't see them in an episode because, like I said, they didn't play. But we have got rid of 2 of our goalkeepers. Yuri Pavlenko, 35-year-old Czech goalkeeper. He has gone to FC Utrecht in the Eredivisie. £900,000. I mean, they're saying he's not for sale. He's worth around, I think, 1 million, so we got a decent little deal for him. He was our starting goalkeeper. 35 years old. I just wanted to replace him. And replace him, we have our second goalkeeper also left, Amin Boukmouche. Or Boumouche, I don't know how you say his name. He definitely didn't even play for me. 22-year-old Algerian under 23 international. Yeah, he just wasn't good enough for this level. He is out. He's gone. He was actually in the second team of Lons. Says it all. But we have replaced him with a new goalkeeper. 4 new signings that we've made in January so far. First up, Dennis Simon, 22-year-old German goalkeeper. Just look how much of an upgrade he is. Amazing. We got him in from Stuttgart in the Bundesliga. £5.25 million. £1 million of that is up front. So the rest of it is all on instalments. And I think there's a bunch of clauses in there as well, or something, not clauses, but other means of paying for Dennis Simon, because I did not want to splash all of the budget on just one player. But he is a massive upgrade. As a goalkeeper, he's driven, obviously league on standard as well, consistent performer, relishes big matches. This will hopefully be our forever goalkeeper. And also the fact he's going to be our starter. In fact, did I put him on star player? Yes, I did. He's going to be our starter, hopefully forever, unless someone comes in with like £100 million bid for him, which I will consider. I will consider heavily. Next up is another young player that we're bringing in, the youngest that we've got in the squad now. Rene Lopez, 18-year-old Honduran international, 2-star current ability only, but with 4-star potential. So he gives us a bit more of a option in defensive midfield. That is his natural positioning, so he'll swap with Vega for the rest of the season. I think we bought him in for fairly cheap as well, £85,000 for Honduran international. That is amazing. Honduras not a bad nation either. They're actually 70th in the world? Yes, 70th in the world. So we've got ourselves a fairly decent young player here, I think. He's got room to grow. Mentally very, very strong already. Yeah, he doesn't have flair, but for a defensive midfielder, I don't need a technical player. I just need someone who's a bit of a rough and tumbler. That's all I require. In addition to this, he's a bit of a realist as well in his personality. He's a leading Ligue 2 player, but leading Ligue 2 usually translates into he can play at League on level. We'll see anyway. Obviously, current international, works well within a team. Yes, his team work is amazingly good. His work rate is good for an 18-year-old as well. That's what I look for in a defensive midfielder. Someone who's going to make themselves not just busy, but look productive in midfield. Third up is a name that you should be very, very familiar with from Dundee United. Sam Curtis has joined us because he was available for £2.7 million. That release clause that I shoved on his contract. I didn't think I'd actually be using it myself, but yes, physically fantastic, and that's what you want from a right back who's going to be playing as wing back. Of course, he was still a regular for Dundee United, had a very good season, or first half of the season for them. And actually, just to let you know how Dundee United are doing since we left them, third in the league. I mean, they've dropped off from Celtic, but that's not exactly a surprise, is it? But they're still effectively a... Oh my god, they've dropped off massively themselves. Did they lose a few games? Okay, yeah, they've only picked up 1 point from the last 2 games. In fact, they've won 2 of the last 6. Ooh, patchy form for Dundee United, but as we already know, that's nothing new. A decent League On player, but he can also improve. He is ambitious, he's got good stamina on him. The only problem is he doesn't enjoy big matches, but I know kind of what he's capable of, so hopefully he'll do the business regardless. Irish international, under 23 years old, he matches our club philosophy of signing under 23 players. Now, I say that, there is one player we signed who is over the age of 23, but considering everyone else I've signed is under 23 years old, yeah, even Dennis Simon. And that will be the guy who I've been chasing since the Dundee United days, Philip Runningen Jorgensen, 25-year-old Norwegian international. He gives us another option in central midfield. I did say we needed more personnel who I'd be able to use in central midfield, and definitely that is this guy, Jorgensen. He's basically all-rounded, decent technicals for what we need him for as sort of a playmaker slash Mazzala role. Mentally, fairly strong. Physically, very good, apart from jumping reach, but then the guy is less than 6 feet tall. He revives late in opponents' areas, which is the definition of a Mazzala that I do use in my formation. And he tries killer balls often, which the likes of Girotti and Opendi are going to need if they're going to have some chances. Comes in as our third best. Yeah, you could just about see that. He comes in as our third best central midfielder. He is going to be a starter for us. He's a consistent performer who enjoys big matches. Excellent stuff. That's what I'm looking for more often. He's only ever played in Norway, but I think he can make the step up to League On. And in fact, it's saying here, potential ability, leading League On players potentially. That is very promising. He's also worth a lot of money as well. We got him for free, and he's worth, what, £10 million roughly? I'll take that. I'll take that all day long. Now let's get ourselves into the first match. as I say, the first match, the only match of the episode. Oh, I forgot to mention there is another player who is leaving about 3 days after this match. Adam Buksa, 31-year-old Polish attacker. Yes, he looks good, but at 31 years old, we have the chance of getting rid of him, and he is leaving for Trabzonspor for, I think he's actually leaving for that £1 million. Oh, close to it, 925,000. That's fine. He has played for Lens this season and over the last few years, but it was an opportunity just to move him on. I know we're moving him on at a loss, but notes that was not me who bought him. So as far as I'm concerned, not my problem. We're just getting him out the door and wish him luck and Trabzonspor. But I hope we've got the strikers and the attacking midfielders who will be able to see us out for the season, because we've only got League and French Cup matches, or for those who will know what the actual name is, the Coupe de France. So this is the 11 that we're going to be sending out against Reims in the league. Dennis Simon is starting in goal for his debut. A back four, João Ferreira, Kevin Danso, Facundo Medina, my apologies, and Sebastian Vegas. Sebastian Vegas has already come to me saying he's going to explore his options at the end of his contract, which is not for another 18 months. But in the meantime, I've said if someone offers £25 million for you, I will accept. I'll take £25 million for Sebastian Vegas. Oh yeah, who actually wants him? Why do Middlesbrough want him? Middlesbrough want everyone from my teams. It's the same at Dundee United. I need to have a look if they've had like a takeover or something, because they're splashing cash around, seriously. Steven Vega at the base in midfield with Adley and... Oh, not actually. Why is Adley playing ahead of him? No. Let's have a look at Jorgensen. I know he's not got the match fitness, but we'll start him and see how he is. Jorgensen and Onana ahead of Vega in midfield. Fernandez on the left wing. Miguel Rodriguez on the right wing. Lois Openda is the man up front. Sam Curtis and Rene Lopez will both start from the bench. Purely because I would actually start Sam Curtis, but João Ferreira has been in good form, so I'll keep him in the starting lineup just to keep him sweet for at least for now. It will also hopefully make Sam Curtis think, well, he's got to have to fight his way into this squad. Which is true. If you want to get into my squads, you need to play well. If João Ferreira continues to play well, then fair enough, he can stay in the team. Looking at this Reims team, and no one there I actually know of. Then again, I don't know many League On players in real life, let alone 5.5 years into the future. Wait, 5.5? No, just 5 years into the future. Okay, so let's see how the new signings do on their debut. And I say new signings, it's purely just Dennis Simon and Jorgensen who are starting for us on their debuts. We might see the other two in this match. I'd like to bring them on just to see how they will perform. I mean, I'm not expecting loads from Lopez probably at this point, because he's 18 years old and he's still got a lot of developing to do. He's probably not ready for this level just yet, but you never know, he could be the ultimate surprise. I just saw, oh yeah, I was on sideline view earlier, I just saw PSG slapped Reims 4-1, which is disgusting. That was away from home as well. We've got our new Celtic that we need to overcome, and we didn't even overcome Celtic. Oh, well done. Well cut out there by Jorgensen. Lovely through ball, and Rodriguez scores for his second goal of the season. Jorgensen making an impact already. I will be honest, I did delay signing him, but then I just asked for the confirmation just before I pressed record, because I just thought, well, we need the bodies, so let's just bring in Jorgensen and see what he can do. Well, that's an example of the killer ball that he can play through, and Rodriguez places one home very, very well. More of that, please, from Jorgensen. More of that. Damn, I've been chasing him since the Dundee United days. Imagine if we got him in for Dundee United. I know we already had our playmaker type players there, but such as Enriquez. But Jorgensen would have been a major upgrade for them, and hopefully that will prove to be the case here. As for João Ferreira is on the overlap, and there is Jolson Fernandez. There is a suspicion of offside though. Come on, ref, allow us. We would like to actually go 2-0 up here. I've not seen us playing the green kits just yet, and a goal has been awarded. 2-0 after 39 minutes. And that was Yeah, João Ferreira. I was about to say João Ferreira. Nope, it's João Ferreira to Jolson Fernandez. And like I said, Ferreira has been playing very, very well so far. Sam Curtis down on the bench thinking, damn, I'm going to have to play well to get in this squad, as Jolson was, suspicion of offside, but look, I'm not going to complain. I don't need to tell the ref, and neither do you. You know, let's say nothing. 2-0 at half-time. We have been good value for our lead, judging by the XG there. And that's what we want. Keep them inspired going into the second half. Some of the players are starting to tire now, such as Junior Onana. He's got a lot of stamina issues, actually, I've noticed. But what we are going to do after this highlight is just see if we can make a couple of changes, as Reims are on the attack here, and they have got a shot on goal, but it is just wide. Dennis Simon, at least, made a good dive there. I don't see my goalkeepers making dives like that very often. Dennis Simon is an improvement for that. Very, very happy. Right, Amin Adli is going to come on. Can he play as a box-to-box? I mean, yes, technically. He's going to have to anyway. And a few other players are starting to tire. João Ferreira. You know, I'm going to leave him on for the moment. Sam Curtis can come on a little later. Radonjic is going to go on for Miguel Rodriguez, just purely to keep things nice and fresh. And Danso is... He's alright for the moment. We don't need to make all our substitutions just yet. I think we're looking about, with maybe 10 minutes to go, we'll start to make a couple of defensive subs. In fact, that's exactly what we're going to do. Danso is going to go off. There we go. Issa Diop is going to come on, another tall central defender, thankfully. I've been blessed with tall central defenders in the Lens squad. Sam Curtis is also going to come on for his debut. Steven Vega is not as tired, so Rene Lopez, he'll be okay. We will see him eventually. He'll definitely get like the cup matches, for example, because I don't want Vega playing every single minute of every single game. You must be absolutely nuts. As they are through here. Oh my god, so Dennis Simon actually got beat there, but luckily Diop was alert to the situation. And you know what, we are just going to bring Lopez on. He's going to come on for Vega just for the final few minutes. There's no point destroying half our players. We're just going to lower the defensive lines a little bit, just make some game management. Like I said, no point destroying players' energy when there's no need to. And that is a very, very good victory away from home against a side who are around us in the league, so very positive. Yeah, Reims did improve in that second half, but we did enough. We went 2-0 up within 40 minutes and thankfully managed to control the game very, very well. Lovely stuff. I mean, Dennis Simon, Sam Curtis, Lopez, they'll bed in. They'll be absolutely fine. Jorgensen, oh, he's had a very good debut. And we do indeed go into 8th place. That is a major improvement. And I hope, the hope is now we stay as far away from relegation as possible and are at least mid-table for the rest of the season. If we finish in the top half, I will be ecstatic. Right, we are going to come back for the next episode. Where would be a good place to come back? Oh god. We've got PSG in a month and a half. Oh, I think we're going to have to see that match just to see how far away are we from competing with PSG. It's a home tie. Maybe that'll give us some hope, although I haven't even seen their squad yet. We'll have a look at that in the next episode. So we'll come back for Metz and PSG. This is going to be an interesting one. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure that you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button so you don't miss the rest of the season here at RC Lens. And also see, can we compete against PSG at this early stage? Don't expect much. Don't expect much as far as that goes. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all the support you've shown the series so far, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.